welcome to Money Mondays. We're here at the RPM conference live.
Woohoo!
You have your hosts, Kels and Betsy, and we're here with Veenaa. Veenaa, can you please tell us a little bit of background about you? Like, just a little
I
bit.
am so excited to be here with you guys. You guys
Oh my
are
God.
crushing
This is like
it.
amazing.
And it's so fun to do podcasts live. So, for those of you guys that don't know me, I'm Veenaas Jetti. I am the founder of a company called Vive Funds. We've bought and sold a little over $900 million in real estate assets. And this quarter, we are going to cross $1 billion this quarter. So, I'm very excited about that. And I also run the Facebook community Mastering Multifamily with Veenaas Jetti, where
Which is
everybody
fantastic.
from new investors to aspiring investors to investors that have done $100 million, 200 million, 500 million. It's a place for everybody to come and share ideas and share a mindset and share community and build those really strong relationships. This is a relationship game.
Yeah, and we're both a part of the community
I
as
love
well.
it.
And she's like active
I am.
in the community. Like she responds to everything.
I try
How
to.
do you find the time?
You know what? When you love doing something, it's like I wake up in the morning and the first thing I can think about is like, I wonder what people have said in the community. Like, what can I go and
Yeah.
add my 2 cents
And you
to?
provide a ton of value. She
Thank
has
you.
like a ton of rooms a week.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing. And I'm trying to be better about this actually.
Yeah.
It's like I want to have a regular set Zoom schedule so people can like plan. Instead, I'm like, I have time in 3 minutes. We're gonna do a Zoom, and
Like
then
so
people
cool.
show up. Yeah, it's like so awful, right? It's so awful. I make it so hard for people to do it, but people still come. And my goal for this year is to get onto like a more regular schedule so that people can start planning and they're not like trying to like scramble to get to them. But I put all the recordings in the vault so that people can always watch them. But yeah, it's fun.
How do you manage that?
I have a lot of help. I have great teams around me for everything I do.
Wow.
Everything. So like there's a moderator who runs the Facebook group. Because it's hard for me because I like love everybody and I connect to the people in the community and like they're my friends, right? Like they're
I
people
love
like I
that.
want to hang out with. And so sometimes in these groups what can happen is there's like a lot of spam messages. And sometimes it's like people that are my friends, and so it's hard for me to like keep it fair across everybody. I want to be like, oh yeah, this is so and so. Of course they can post it. But then now having like a moderator, it's easier for me because she's like, no, we wouldn't let like Joe Schmo. I'm like, yeah, but this person adds so much value to the community. Like, and she's like, no, Veenaa, no, this is
so
why you're
important.
not moderating.
It's so important to have someone like that.
Yes, and she's incredible, and she runs everything behind the scenes and makes it all happen. So that's one way.
You are crushing it.
Thank you. I think I'm trying.
You are crushing it. You're an inspiration to so many people, and I know you mainly focus on like raising capital for multifamily.
Yeah.
But like, how did you get started? Did you jump straight into multifamily? Tell us a
I
little bit about that.
wish I did. I didn't know. I didn't know that you could just go straight to multifamily. So I started buying single family homes. And I'm going to be talking about it tomorrow on stage, but there was a week where I bought 5 single family homes.
In a week?
In 1 week. And I was like, this is not sustainable or scalable. And that's really where I made the shift to multifamily because multifamily has scale. It's easier to finance. It's lower risk because you don't have the same occupancy risk that you would have on a single family home. And it builds generational wealth. I'm totally not biased at all, but it's the best asset class ever.
Not biased.
I've heard that. Not biased. I've heard that like, so many times. Getting to multifamily is a whole different.
It's the power move.
And finding lenders for multifamily is different. So could you tell us a little bit about the process about finding accredited investors?
I'm so excited right now. Like, okay, this is like a 7-hour podcast, right? Okay. First, the very first thing I'll say is whenever someone is talking to me about like raising capital for multifamily specifically, they always say, how do I find private money lenders?
Oh,
You've been in my community, you've been in my Zooms. I'm like, no.
Kalisha, in the multifamily space, we call them.
We're snobby. We're elitist. Like, we're like, Oh no, we have to make up our own language,
Yes.
right? And so we call them investors or LPs or private equity or limited partners, right? These are all words we can use. Never private money lenders. And the
Yeah.
reason why is because in multifamily, lender is the person that's giving us the senior debt,
Yeah.
right? Or the debt of the property. And we are almost always raising capital for equity positions. So that's why we never say private money lenders. So that's the first step is like learn the lingo, right? Like
Okay.
that is, well, but the thing is nobody knows until they know,
Yeah, that's true.
right? And like, how do you know if you're not asking those questions? And people, a lot of people, especially women,
Yeah.
start out thinking like, I can't make any mistakes. No, you should make mistakes because that's where you grow.
That's what I learned too.
Mhm.
Right? That's how you're exactly.
Yeah.
Because like now that we've talked about this and like you understand why I'm saying this, you're gonna be like, oh, next time you talk to someone, you're gonna be like, oh, tell me about your investors.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a level up.
Yeah.
Like just that one change is a level up.
Yeah.
And it's like a series of 1,000 actions like that gets you to that next level.
No, you're
Right?
you're on point with that part
Yeah.
of it.
That's
Because
how
we
you
had
level
that
up.
conversation, Betsy and I.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, Betsy, there's one thing she taught me and I will never forget. Don't call when it comes on to
Yeah.
multifamily.
That's true.
Never.
She did say that.
I'm gonna
yeah.
be like popping up behind corners to be like, I heard that.
No,
Right?
but it is like really inspirational.
Yeah.
And just being a part of the community, guys, I've seen how she really she's there to you're there to like assist us.
Yes.
Like the simplest question that we can overthink and
No,
we may think
yep.
it's a stupid question, like you ask us that a lot. And one thing that person's always like confused about, and we did it in the challenge, legal challenge with Nick, and it was about the differentiation between an accredited investor
Mhm.
and accredited.
Mhm.
So it's like for me sometimes do I forget.
Yeah, well, because it's not. This isn't like normal everyday conversation, right? Like if you go to your high
Yeah.
school friends, your close friends, they're
Yeah.
not talking about
Yeah.
this. Right?
Exactly.
It's a very specific group of people that know and understand this,
Yeah.
right? And Nick is speaking here this weekend, so you're going to
Can't
hear.
wait to hear him.
You are going to leave here knowing everything there is to know about accredited and unaccredited
Yes.
investors.
Can't wait for that.
But generally speaking, accredited investors are going to fall into one of two categories. Either one, they're going to make over $200,000 for the last 2 years with a reasonable expectation of maintaining that, or if they're married, 300,000 or more,
Okay.
or they're going to have $1 million in net worth, excluding the primary home, which means all of you California investors, you cannot count the equity in your home towards your net worth. But that's going to be generally the two ways that investors meet those criteria. There's a bunch of others, but like 99.9% of your investors will be in those two
How do
categories.
you qualify them though?
Oh, this is a great question.
Yeah.
Okay, so depending on the type of raise you're doing, the SEC tells us whether or not you can self-attest. So you come and say, hey, Veenaa, under a 506B, Reg D 506B, like boy, say, hey, Veenaa, do you want to invest? I say, yeah, absolutely. I'm excited. You say, okay, it's $100,000 to invest. I say, okay, awesome. Here's my money. You're going to give me my documents, right? And I'm going to sign them. And then in there, there's going to be a questionnaire where you ask me, Veenaa, are you an accredited investor? And I'm going to say, yes. And then you're going to ask me, how are you an accredited investor? And then I'm going to say, I have the income or the net worth or whatever my qualifications are.
Yeah.
And then you're going to take it and you're going to look at it and go, okay, Veenaa told us this, so we can believe it, right? But that's only under Reg D 506B. The SEC has specifically said that for the Reg D 506C, self-attestation is not enough. So what you have to do then is, let's say you're doing a 506C and you say, hey, Veenaa, are you accredited? I say, yes. You're going to say, okay, great, prove it. And you're not going to say that mean, right? Right.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, oh, this is all the attorney's fault. We're going to blame Nick, right? And be like, it's all his fault. He makes us do this. But what you're going to do is you're going to say, amazing. Can you issue a letter or form or whatever saying and certifying by a third party
Yeah.
that you are accredited, someone that is familiar with your credentials and
So
your
like
financials?
your CPA.
CPA, attorney, financial advisor, enrolled agent, broker dealer, somebody who really knows and has in-depth understanding of your financial picture, who can say, here's my license number. If the SEC asks you, I verified this and I'm a third party.
Like a witness when you're getting married.
Yes, exactly like that. Because it kind of is like a marriage, right? Like, 'cause we're going to be in business together for a long time.
Yeah.
And you need to be able to like say, like, no, it's not just us saying this. Someone else saw it too.
No,
Yeah.
that makes so much sense. And even like one question we get a lot as capital raisers is that how do you find these people, or how do you build a relationship?
Yes.
Like how does that work?
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. They're everywhere. Your investors are at the mall, they're at church, they're at PTA meetings, they're at the golf course, they're at dinner, they're in line at the grocery store, they're everywhere. Every single person you talk to is an investor.
Every
Because it's like
single
never
person.
like underestimate anyone or think, oh, because it's an Uber driver or it's a garbage collector.
No.
You never know.
And also because think about it, people are not speaking to them
Exactly.
because
Yeah.
they do this. This is their bias, and that's our competitive advantage.
Yeah.
Right? And like a lot of people think that. Actually, I'll tell you a great story. You'll
Oh, I
really
wanna hear
appreciate
this.
this.
Yes.
So I was with one of my mentors and best friends, Pace Morby,
Yeah.
in Arizona a couple weeks ago, right? And we were driving, and we're in it. He had just gotten a Prius, which if you know
yeah.
Pace,
Yeah.
he is like obsessed with. Like I think
Is it the new one that he just got?
yes,
Oh
yeah,
my
he
God,
got
he's
it.
so
He
obsessed
got
with
it
that.
when I was there one day.
Okay, cool.
And,
yeah, I saw him post about it.
Really, they should give him an endorsement for how much he talks
probably
about
talks
how
about his
amazing the Prius is. Okay, maybe they do. If not,
They
you
should.
should be. Yeah. What is it? Toyota? The
Oh,
Toyota
the Toyota
Prius.
one.
Yeah. So Toyota,
He
if
needs
you're
to get something
listening,
for that.
yes.
Yes.
So anyway, so we're in his Prius, and it was really nice Prius, but it was like kind of an entry level Prius, right? Like it was like I don't know, 30,000 or something. It's not like a $200,000 car, something which this man can afford, right? He can afford a $200,000 car. So we're driving, and he goes, we went to get dinner somewhere, and he points to a car that we see, and I can't remember what it was, like a Lamborghini or Ferrari or something like really high end. And he goes, "Oh, looks like someone's got a lot of money there." And I look at him and I go, "Pace, it looks like someone spends a lot of money there.
Oh.
There's a difference."
Yes.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
he was like, "Huh." I was like, "If someone looks at this car right now, with you and I in it, right? Between us, we control over $1 billion of real
I
estate."
would never think of approaching
They're like, "Okay, there's someone with like a practical, sensible car." And I was like, I would almost put money on it that this person that has this like Lambo or whatever has less money,
Yeah.
less net worth than you and I do in this car here. And he was like, "Wow, that's totally true." And when you shift your mind to that
Exactly, yeah.
perspective,
That is key.
it changes how you talk to people.
Yeah.
And also, like, just in general, be a decent human being and talk to everybody with respect and kindness. The money doesn't matter. You never know
Yeah.
what someone's going through, and everybody deserves kindness at a baseline.
And the funny thing
Exactly.
is too is that like those type of people, a lot of times you're telling them what you're doing, and it may not be them, but they can
And
connect
know
to you.
somebody.
Like,
That's
all
it.
the time.
That's it. It
Connect.
expands your
Like
network.
they know, they're like, oh, let me take your number because I know this person is interested in doing X, Y, and Z. So
Yeah.
it's you just having a conversation, and like Betzy and I were in Atlanta last weekend.
I love
We were-
Atlanta.
She loves Atlanta.
My
I'm trying to
sister
get her
lives
to
She's trying
move
to get
there.
me to move
My
there.
sister lives there.
Yeah.
In
What part?
Buford.
That's my neighboring town.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
See?
I
Oh,
own an
yeah,
asset
yeah.
there.
Yeah, have you seen the short-term rental there?
I haven't.
Yeah.
I always stay at my sister's
They
house.
cash flow very well.
Do they?
Yeah,
Do
because
they?
of the insurance.
But wait, but didn't Atlanta just pass like
Yeah,
a
they-
restriction on
They
short-term
did.
rentals? It's
They
pretty
did.
big.
It's really,
yeah.
really big. Yeah.
That
Everybody's
is
like,
insane.
stop investing in short-term rental.
Yeah.
It's just your risk, and then also,
Yeah.
you know, knowing what laws are there. Some
True.
people are totally
Understanding
okay with
the
that.
rules,
Yeah.
just like we're talking about accredited investors. It's the rules.
Oh my god.
If you learn the rules, you can play the game.
That's,
Exactly.
Yeah. That's like amazing.
Especially when you're trying to get creative.
Yes.
And we
Oh, yeah.
love
We love
creative.
creative restructuring.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
But the thing is, like,
Gosh.
too, we were having a conversation in the car with the Uber driver.
Yeah.
And we were just telling them, like, how's your night going? Telling
Yeah.
them what we're in town for. And they knew somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that is just insane.
What if you didn't tell them when you were there that, like, oh, this is what we do, this is what we're trying to do? What if you didn't say anything? What if you were just like, I'm good?
Yeah.
Like a lot of us do, right? Like we go, oh, I'm good. And then
Yeah.
you get on like Instagram and TikTok, and it's like,
Yeah.
your Uber driver is your captive audience for at least like 15 minutes.
Exactly.
That's more than
Just
enough time to raise
Have
that
a
capital.
conversation.
Yeah.
Literally have a
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah.
So-
go ahead, Betty.
What would be your top 3 things that you would advise someone who's trying to start
Get in.
investing, especially in the multifamily space,
Yep.
because that's where you're
Show
at.
up.
Yeah.
That's the hardest one. And I know it sounds so easy, but 90% of people will not even show up.
Expound more on that.
Yeah.
Okay. It is hard to keep going into these situations that make you uncomfortable. It is hard to keep going into these rooms, to keep showing up and being consistent about it. It's very tough to do. I have quit a million times in the last like 3 days. I've quit a million times, right? But I keep coming back because it's okay to quit, just unquit and
Yeah.
the next day unquit again, right? Like that's you got to keep moving forward. So you got to keep showing up. So that's absolutely number one. Show up. That's 90% of it.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, showing up. We just had a snafu. Okay, let's take it down.
Yeah.
And then we'll keep going. Okay,
Yeah.
that's funny. See, that sign was like, I am not going to show
Yeah.
up. I will not. And that's why the sign will not please any
Yeah.
What
sound.
happens
Oh my
live,
gosh.
you guys.
But no, so showing up is the one thing that everybody can do. And what happens is, just by nature of being around people that are there, you are going to learn something and you are going to be better and you are
Yeah.
going to grow.
Community.
Yeah.
Right.
Energy passes off.
Exactly. It
Yeah.
transfers, right? It's a transfer of knowledge, it's an exchange of knowledge. So that's one is show up. Number two is be in the right rooms when you show up,
Ooh,
right? Like
that's like
Right.
or the right
rooms.
hallways.
But the right hallways.
Should we
Like
tell
I
the
would never
story?
think.
Yes,
Should we tell
do
the
it.
story?
We
Do
should
it.
tell the
You
story.
should tell
We
the
should.
story. You should tell
So
it.
guys, like one of the main person that I really wanted to meet here was Veenaa. Oh, she's like, don't touch the
Don't touch. We're not allowed to touch
Yes.
anything because
And
we touched the sign
we
and
touched
look
the
what
sign and look what
happened.
But I really wanted to meet Veenaa, like just to have that conversation with her because I've been on her Zooms and everything like that. Why am I talking in third person? But literally went upstairs because we were having technical issues. I was like, let me go get the earphone.
Yeah.
Walking in the hallway with my head down in my phone. And
In your
then
phone.
boom, here comes Veenaa coming from her room.
Yeah.
And I'm like, literally that was me.
Starstruck.
And then she was like, what happened?
I was like, is there like a fire? What's going on?
Oh, you do what I do.
yeah. I was like, oh my, like I lost words. Like nothing was coming out of my mouth. And she's like, is everything okay?
No, she was incredible. She's amazing. There,
Like-
that's like the welcome wagon there, right there.
But really being in the right room,
Yeah.
it's amazing. Like even like we went to the Lakers match last night.
Yes.
And it was last minute.
They had too much fun at the Lakers.
It was
Too
so
much
fun.
fun. And we just bought tickets to just go sit down.
Yeah.
And just watch the game. But because of connection, we ended up in the VIP lounge.
Oh, well, hey,
Yeah.
And it
that's where you raise your capital. What do you
Exactly.
think?
Yes. So we're like, I can agree with you. It's being in the
Yeah,
right
in the right
room because who would have thought? We just thought we were coming here to
Mhm.
to Raising Private Money conference and we're just gonna network.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bringing that value. I
Yeah.
think it's so important.
Leading
Like,
with value.
mhm.
Oh man, but like you're right.
Yeah. Being in the right room. You know, when I first started, I never realized the power of being like, people are like, oh, I'm just buying a general admission ticket. I'm not buying VIP, which
Yeah,
is fine.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, you're starting out and you can't afford it, which I understand that too.
Yeah.
But man, the second you can,
Do it.
do it because
Ah,
it's worth it. That like, as someone who speaks at a lot of these conferences, right, where I spend my time when I'm here is in the VIP section. Do you know why? It's because those are the people that have invested in themselves.
Oh.
They've shown up in a way that most
Most-
people won't.
Yeah.
Those are the people I
Yeah.
want to be around.
Yeah.
Those are the people I want to invest with.
Be
Those are
those
the
kind
I
of
wanna-
people, you guys.
Exactly.
no, you're right.
Exactly. I want to invest with them. I want them to invest with me. I want to do business with them because they already have the mindset and the alignment of what I'm looking for. So that's like the second is show up
Show
in
up.
the right rooms.
Yeah.
And third is never stop educating yourself.
Important.
Never
That's key.
stop educating.
So
I know
important.
everybody thinks I'm going to be like, well, on the T12, you want to really take the discount to the market rate. No, it's like literally none of that.
No, you're
because
right.
these are the ways that you show up for yourself
Yeah.
and for your investors. And this is how you take your business to the next level.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, you're like
So
but how do you show up for yourself and like keep educating yourself?
by being in rooms like this, by speaking to other people who know things that I don't know about.
Yeah.
Right? Like that for me, I do the same things. I show up, I try to be in the right rooms, right? And I never stop educating. I'm learning all the time. So we're at the Raising Private Money conference with Amy Majuri.
Yeah.
She's one of my dear friends, but she's somebody that I turn to when I'm like, hey, tell me about this thing. Like, I don't know how this works, or what contract do I need for single family, like private money lending,
Yeah.
right? Like I'm turning to her to get her input and her experience, because just because we both technically we're like kind of competitors,
Yeah.
right? But a rising tide lifts all boats. And so when
Exactly.
I'm better, she's better. And when she's better, I'm better.
Yeah.
And so we need to like elevate the whole game together.
Woman power.
Yes,
Yes.
that's the move. That is the move.
But I love this, and I'm so happy that you're here and we're chatting with us. Like, I can't believe, like,
We
who
really
would've thought?
appreciate you.
We literally
Appreciate you
started this
guys.
podcast a month ago.
You did?
Yeah.
You
We
guys are
never
so far
thought
ahead
that.
of me. I'm gonna have to learn all the things you know
Yeah,
now
like,
about certain podcasts.
This is like amazing, and we're so happy to have you on our show.
Mhm.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you for letting
but-
me be on.
Of course, like, guys, but don't forget, like, we're here with Veenaas Jetti, the queen of raising capital, especially for a multi-family.
Yes.
Like, you are crushing it.
Thank you.
Like,
Thank
you are really crushing it, and you're inspiring a lot of people
I appreciate
out there. So, guys, follow Veenaa. It's at Veenaas Jetti. That's VEENAJETTI. Oh,
Wow,
I'm good.
you are good. I forget how to spell my own name sometimes. That was incredible.
No, but follow Veenaas Jetti.
It's a secret superpower she has.
It
actually.
is.
She's like, you're so good with names.
You
So
are.
good.
You're
She's
great with
amazing.
names.
When her face
You know,
was
that's
like
like a superpower when you're raising capital too.
She's amazing.
That's
She's
what.
like, do you remember? And she can tell me the whole scenario. This person has this amount of
Yeah.
money. And then I was like, oh, this person. She's like, oh, yeah. She's like, what is this person's name again?
Oh
Yeah,
my
I'll just
gosh.
use her as my catalog.
She's your Rolodex. I love it. I love it. We'll call her Kel's GPT.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's smart. I love that. But no,
I'm
like,
obsessed.
this has been pretty good.
Thank you.
It's amazing. Thank you
appreciate
for having
you.
me.
Thank
Thank
you
you for
so
letting me
much.
chat with your people and your community.
That would be fantastic.
Amazing.
But thank you, guys. This is another episode of Money
Money
Mondays.
Mondays.
Don't forget to subscribe to YouTube, Kells and Betzy. That's KELLZNBETZY.
Oh, we jinxed you. We jinxed you.
And don't forget to subscribe. We're available on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in.
And for being such a supportive group.
Yes, because you guys
That's how.
have been amazing. But like this video, let us know what you think, and we'll see ya. Bye,
Bye.
guys.